So we all know by now that Caitlin Clark is going to be out for a minimum of 2 weeks with a quad strain. And as I said in another video, I am looking at it more like 4 at a bare minimum. I can't see her coming back within that time frame. I think it's imperative that they protect her from herself, keep her out of the keep her out until she's legitimately truly healthy and proven that she can go full court in practice for at least a week or so. And until you see that, I don't think there's any way in the world that you can allow her to even look at a basketball. Forget, she shouldn't even touch a basketball for at least 10 days. That's just the way I feel about it. But now there are a lot of other questions that come from this, and which I addressed more so in my other video on this topic. But here's the real question. Here's the real question. And we're going to ask this question today on this video. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Rudy's Rant, Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball, where we talk facts over feelings. I'm your host, Rudy Rodriguez Shomot. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on the content on this video. Greatly appreciate y'all continue support of the channel. We are going live tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do hope you join me. I still will be live at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will dig in deep. The lines will be open. I want everyone to jump on tonight on the lines because I want to hear what y'all thoughts are, because that's going to be a heavy call in tonight. I'm going to talk a little bit, and I'm going to let y'all just go, because I'm going to have what I got to say. I'm going to get my little monologue in, but then after that, the floor is yours. I want to hear what y'all. I want to hear the vent. And it's going to be a vent session, I'm sure, for a lot of people. Here's the question. The question is, are you still going to watch? This is a question largely for Caitlin Clark fans. Are you still going to watch? I'm looking right now, and I'm looking at on the video I dropped tonight, literally an hour ago. And with the topic injured, TV ratings and attendance will plummet. That was the screenshot. That's the thumbnail. And here are just the comments that I'm seeing right now in an hour. One is boycott the WNBA now. CC is the reason I watch the league. So if she's out for 2 weeks, then I'm out too for 3 weeks. I'm certainly not going to be waking up at 3 a.m. to watch without Clark. I hope they do well, but this league is a novelty. They are banking on people continuing to watch the Fever, America's team. That's why they let the refs swallow the whistle. Even a quarter of the fans still watching will be a televised big deal. Gravity is gone. Warriors lost 4 straight without Steph against Minnesota. I don't know if that's got nothing to do with the conversation I was talking about. Attendance at Fever games won't budge if the team wins. Well, I think it's going to budge tomorrow or whatever, Wednesday. Whenever they play their next home game, I think it will budge. I think you'll be surprised. I think you're going to see about probably 5,000 empty seats. Someone says people who say, well, she was playing, don't understand the mentality of the great athletes will tell you they are fine. The coach needs to throw in the towel to protect their students. Bandwagon Fever fans. I'm a diehard Fever fan. Fever for life. Fever fans after Clark's injury. I'm not watching a game until Clark comes back. And you guys wonder why nobody likes y'all. Also, what makes you think ratings will sink? The only ratings that will sink is the Fever. Keep that same energy y'all had bragging about ratings. No, ratings will sink for other teams as well because they got to play Indiana, you fucking dolt. This is someone obviously trying to be a hater. I get it. Ratings across the league will sink. Why? Because Caitlin Clark brings energy that you don't have. You don't get it. You don't get it. Every single time they play a game on TV, it's a double header. So the game that comes on after the Indiana Fever game will not get watched at all. People won't even know it's on because they won't watch the Indiana game. So if you don't think that, you should educate yourself on how the WNBA schedules its games. They schedule games on TV in double header format almost all the time. For example, we can take a look right here, and I'm happy to have to educate an idiot who is clearly an anti Caitlin Clark person, but let's show you right here. So, for example, the schedule of the WNBA. I'm waiting for it to come up here. Just a couple other comments that were here. Oh, thank you, Lindy. Rudy, this is the best video done so far. I do need to correct one thing. Caitlin's injury is a tear, not a sprain. I didn't say a sprain. I said a strain. Oh, if it's a tear, oh God, 2 weeks? Forget it. Okay, I didn't even know if that's the case. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh man, Lindy, I can't wait to have you tonight because I want you to talk for sure. This is big time because as far as I knew, it was a strain, not a sprain. I didn't call it. Did I call it a sprain? If I call it a sprain, I correct myself. I meant a strain. A strained muscle is bad. Like you know, here's someone saying they won without her in the preseason. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Um, any other comments here? Full disclosure, I would have supported any team that drafted Caitlyn. It just happened to be the Fever. Rooting for Paige and Citrone. See you next month. God. CC missing 2+ weeks or more will hurt the players' CBA talks. I did ask that question because the owners will use the drop in ratings against the players. Bingo. Um, Someone said, I'm glad teams moved to bigger stadiums so now that they can be empty. Oof. I'm looking at any other comments here. All right. Y'all can check out the comments in this particular video whenever you have the time. That's fine with me. But here's the schedule for the next few days, just to explain to that person who doesn't understand how the WNBA schedules. So, for example, tomorrow you got Dallas, Connecticut, Golden State, New York, Seattle, Minnesota, and then you have 2 late games: Atlanta at LA and Chicago at Phoenix. You have 3 early games: 2 at 7, 1 at 8, and then 2 at 10. Are they on TV? I presume they're on TV. Let's see what the TV schedule is. Or maybe they're not, maybe none of them are on TV. So tomorrow it doesn't show that any of them are on TV. So they're all on League Pass, I guess. They're all on League Pass. So yeah, no one's gonna watch them. Indiana at Washington on Wednesday is at 7:30. It's the only game on Wednesday, actually. So there is not a doubleheader on Wednesday. There's only one game on the entire WNBA schedule on Wednesday, and it's on NBA TV. Last week, Last week, Indiana did like 580,000 against whoever they played on against Atlanta. I'm gonna tell you right now, that number won't be it'll be half, or maybe a little bit more than half. You won't have 580,000 watching Indiana versus Washington on NBA TV. It was on NBA TV as well. Then you have on Thursday, you have a doubleheader. You have Golden State. Well, that's not doubleheaders because there's only one game on TV: Dallas and Chicago on Prime Video. Friday, okay, Friday is an example. Friday, you got Connecticut, Indiana at 7, New York and Washington 7:30, LA, Vegas, Minnesota, Phoenix, and Atlanta, Seattle all are at 10. This is all on the Ion network. I don't know how the hell you have 5 games playing on one television station, but put it this way. If you think people are going to be watching the 10 o'clock game in the East Coast, guess again. Because the people on the East Coast are not going to watch the 7 o'clock game or the 7:30 game because that would be the Caitlin Clark game. And if they don't watch that game, they're damn sure not going to leave the TV on at 10 o'clock at night. It is what it is. You let me know what those ratings are on Monday or Tuesday, and you let me know how it does. Caitlin Clark not playing has an impact that's ridiculous. It's a crazy level impact, folks. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. So you can believe what you like, but there is a certain impact around the league. Understand that a lot of Caitlin Clark fans watch other teams play now because of Caitlin Clark. You don't have to believe it. I'm one who does. I watch other games. And I'm going to continue to because I have to talk about it. But there are people who don't talk about it who do watch other games. They're not doing podcasts, but they still watch them because they're interested now in the entire league. But the large majority of them, the large majority of Caitlin Clark fans, I'm telling you right now, they ain't going to watch. That's my belief. That's my belief. Are you going to watch? Let me know. I want to hear in the comments. Are you going to watch this team continue to play while Caitlin Clark's not on that court? Understand there are people across the world turning on televisions at 6 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning to watch Caitlin Clark play. You understand how many people I have watching videos from the Philippines, from Australia, from Europe, from anywhere across the world? I mean, across the pond like crazy, man. And I'm sure other channels as well have even a larger because they have bigger audiences than I do. But I'm telling you right now, they are. I have massive questions as to how many people are going to be continuing to watch the Indiana Fever play basketball while Caitlin Clark is on the sideline. You let me know your thoughts. I want to hear it. And on top of that, how much does this affect the CBA? How much does this affect the CBA? Because while this person here who says what he says because he's a hater, and I got it, says that if Indiana's viewership drops from 1.3 million on average to 400,000, like the rest of the league, you tell me, how does that not impact the league? How does that not impact the rest of the league? Because they're using the Caitlin Clark numbers in TV ratings to skew their fake numbers because their numbers are largely shit. So they use those Caitlin Clark numbers that are 1.3 million and they add them with the shit numbers of 400,000 to give themselves that outrageous bullshit fucking average that they had last year of close to 700,000, which we all knew was fake. We all knew it was fake, except for all you Angel Reese fans. Yeah, we all know. Because when Caitlin Clark didn't play, the average viewership for TV ratings, which y'all say don't matter, was under 400,000 last year. It was a drop off from 2023 to 2024. They dropped in games that did not include Caitlin Clark. I know you don't like data. Data sucks because it's in your face and it's the truth. Sucks, right? I'm gonna keep watching because I have to. I have to be able to talk about this stuff. If I didn't have a podcast, would I continue to watch this? No. I'm not gonna sit here and lie about it. If I wasn't talking about Caitlin Clark on almost a daily basis on this podcast, I wouldn't be watching myself. So I wouldn't blame you for not watching because largely the league, it's in itself, is complete and utter fucking dog shit. The fact that I can look at a post where it says the average WNBA referee makes between 16,000 and 50,000 a season. Well, now you know why the referees suck. Because the referees are not good referees. You can't pay a referee who sucks $50,000 over a 5 or 6 month period. You damn sure can't pay him $16,000 to referee in the WNBA for 5 months. You can make more money refereeing high school and AAU basketball than that. You don't believe me? Don't believe me? I'll prove it to you. The average referee in a WNBA game makes between $180 to $425 a game. So the average game in a WNBA, the average WNBA game takes about 2.5 hours, right? 2 to 2.5 hours. Referee's got to be there probably at least an hour before the game starts. At least I'm guessing, and probably is there at least probably a good 30 minutes to an hour after it ends, potentially. I'm guessing. So they spend roughly about 4 hours at the game. So at 180 per game, you're making $42 an hour. All right. At 425 per game, you're making $107, $6 an hour. All right. So over the course of a season, a referee's total earnings typically range between 16 and 50 grand. I can tell you without a doubt that I know AAU referees. AAU, when they can go game to game to game to game. And those games last typically less than an hour because they're shorter than the typical time that you'd have at a high school game. They don't operate in the same rules. So they typically last about an hour, maybe max. You can referee 4 games in that time and make $200 at least. Because I can tell you this, they make probably 50, $60 a game now. Back fucking 20 years ago when I was doing it, when I was paying referees to referee my tournaments, they were making like 25, $30 a game per referee. 20 years later, I'm sure they're making $60 a game. Probably more than that. And they can do game to game to game. They can do 4 games and make more money than a WNBA referee makes. And they won't deal with any type of headache of what the national public thinks of what job they did. Nobody will care. Nobody will care. Bruh. NBA referees making between 150 and 550 per year. And you wonder why the refereeing in the WNBA stinks. But that's got nothing to do with this video. I just thought I'd bring that up because WNBA is a shit show. And now we're going to find out just how good that shit show can last with Caitlin Clark on the sideline. And I want Caitlin Clark to come back as quickly as possible, but I also want her to come back as healthy as possible. So while she's out, will you watch? Please do let me know in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. And will you watch anything in the WNBA? In fact, answer that question too. Will you watch the Indiana Fever? And will you watch anything else in the WNBA? I'd love to know the answers. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. This is Rudy's Rant, Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball. Come on now.